Do you struggle with organizing yourself and all of the things you've got to do in your business? I do. I know I do. I have a lot of trouble with it. Lately, I've been trying different tools to help me organize things. I'm using Asana for project management and task management. And I'm kind of a visual guy, and sometimes Asana just doesn't really give me the visual impact that I want. And so I've started using MindMup or a mind map to organize more of my work. Here's one for example. This looks pretty small and tiny, doesn't it? If I hit the F key, then all of the different items that are in the mind map show up. I'm Planet Mitch from giveawayrocket.com. Your product or service changes lives, but what if people don't know about it? People buy what their friends and family use. Giveaway Rocket was founded to inspire sharing word-of-mouth recommendations. The more recommendations are shared, the greater impact you will have on the planet. Mind mapping tools are kind of a dime a dozen. Although several of them are several $100s, there are a lot of mind mapping tools on the planet. MindMup is free. With a small caveat, if you want to save your mind maps longer than 6 months, or there are several other functions that you may want to do, like printing and sharing and stuff, it's a whopping $3 a month. $3 a month. Yes, I said it. $3 a month. So that's about $30 a year. But all the main functions are free. Now, one of the best things about it is, like I said, keyboard functionality. They have a lot of keyboard shortcuts. As you see as I scroll down here, just about everything you can do is a keyboard shortcut. And that's what makes it so exciting to me. I use keyboard shortcuts all the time. As I mentioned before, F will compress and expand everything, or you can use the arrow key to go up to nodes or move over to nodes. So the great thing is if you want to focus on a particular area, like I have Giveaway Rocket in the upper right corner selected, if I hit the escape key, everything moves to the center there. So I can zoom in and out. So if I want to zoom out a little bit, Shift Z will zoom out, Z will zoom in. Escape will again recenter everything on the current node. So if I move through the nodes and I hit escape, then I can move around a little bit. And I'm not touching the mouse. I hate the mouse. Another great function you can do, for example, is to change the colors. So if I wanted to select everything from this node and all the children, I can do the curly bracket, the left curly bracket, and select them all. Shift space will change the color, so I could type in a color name or a hex value. Let's say I want to go for something green. I can go to just green and everything changes color in that node and all nodes below it. The one thing that doesn't quite happen is that if you create a new node, it doesn't show up in the color of the parent node, which is kind of surprising to me, but I don't know. So let's, just for fun, start a new one and show you how easy it is to create something. So if I do space or double click, well, I don't want to use that mouse. Let's move that out of the way. So if I do space, then I can create a new one, right? Create new name. Now I'm doing this in Google Drive. So MindMup is by default, I don't know if, I think it's default, you can save everything in Google Drive, and therefore you have them wherever you need them. And it just created the name. If I drop down the toolbar, and yes, I've grabbed the mouse because I don't remember what that keyboard shortcut is. It created the name based on what I did for the first node. So let me hide that again to make it a little easier to see. If you want to create a child node, you simply hit the tab key and start typing. Child 1. Hit return to finish that. If you want another node at the same level, you hit return. Second child. And I cannot type and talk at the same time. Tab will create subnode or a child of the node that you were on. You want to go back, hit return. You want to go back to the parent node, create a new one. You can have multiple major nodes, main nodes, if you want. So that if you want to have on your mind map multiples, I'm going to move over here and recenter. Let's suppose you wanted to link to another mind map or a website. Simple to simply type the link. If I could type google.com, for example, and it shows up as a link icon. Notice I'm grabbing the mouse because I don't think there's a shortcut to do that. But if I click on that, it would go to that website URL. I have been doing that inside of projects, for example, where I've actually created an entire mind map of this process. So if I click that, it would open that particular mind map and go navigate to that so that I could work on that particular project. There are some really cool functionalities, like if you wanted to add some dollar values or time values or some kind of a measure for your particular items, you can select these. So I could add a measure, say we're going to track the amount of time or estimate the amount of time this process could take. So let's say it's 10 minutes. And so if I add that, then I start putting in each of the children. I could say this one is, say this is 30 minutes. Then we start getting a running total. Kind of a cool feature. If you were doing something crazy like writing a book, if I hit the S key, then you're doing a storyboard function. So this, you could start adding additional details and turn this into a book if you wanted to. There are all kinds of amazing tools inside of MindMup. I think I've just sort of barely scratched the surface to give you an idea of what it can do. And again, it's a free tool as long as you're not wanting to save your mind map longer than 6 months. I haven't used it longer than 6 months, so I don't know if they actually just expire or whether it starts from the date you last modified it or touched it. I don't know how the date part works, but it's only $2.99 a month, so it's not that expensive. But it is changed the way I have been thinking about projects. And the other day, for example, we were doing something fairly complicated and I was talking to an expert, and I just started creating mind maps left and right as he was talking. And it was a kind of a cool way of documenting exactly how things fit together. I didn't show you, by the way. I forget, because you can use the mouse and sometimes you have to do it. But let's say, for example, this child really was part of this node. You can move them around. Of course, you can do all kinds of things to reorganize the page itself. There's just all kinds of functionality that I haven't really touched on. But it's a very visual way of organizing things, taking notes during meetings, storyboarding. Awesome tool. I highly advise that if you're visual at all, like I am, go ahead and check out MindMup. It's a free tool. And thanks for watching Planet Mitch again from Giveaway Rocket. I am planning on doing quite a few tutorials to help you along your business journey, to share the tools that I'm using along my journey. I love doing little tips and tricks kinds of things because I know a lot of people don't use their computer as well as they should. And I'm learning more and more every day. So I hope you're come along with our journey. Just jump over to giveawayrocket.com and sign up for our newsletter. And I believe I'm going to turn it into a membership site. The membership will be free, of course, but you will be getting our lead magnet, which is going to be a checklist on setting up an awesome viral giveaway for your business.